The 15th child of freed slaves, Mary attended college in hopes of becoming a missionary. In a way, she did, her lifelong mission unfolding in the classroom. For more than 30 years, she presided over a namesake college in Daytona Beach, Florida. During this period, she served as president of the National Association of Colored Women and founder of the National Council of Negro Women. In 1930, she was included on a list of America's 10 greatest women. A valued advisor to several presidents, she was among Eleanor Roosevelt's closest personal friends, and an important force behind the scenes of FDR's New Deal. The larger-than-life Bethune in Lincoln Park carries in her right hand a cane given her by President Roosevelt. With the other, she presents a copy of her famed Last Will and Testament to a young boy and girl, symbolic of work unfinished at the time of her death in 1955.
A force for FDR's New Deal, very close friend to First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune. And so we're going to share the tenets of her last will and testament. I want to start off with this. As she was writing this, she said, "Sometimes as I sit communing in my study, I feel that death is not far off. I am aware that it will overtake me before the greatest of my dreams. Full equality for the Negro in our time is realized." That is the opening of her last will and testament. I want to encourage everybody to go look it up, and let's put up some of the major points of her last will and testament. Number one, Dr. Bethune's last will and testament. She said, "I leave you love, love builds. I leave you hope. The Negro's growth will be great in the years to come. I leave you the challenge of developing confidence in one another. As long as Negroes are hemmed into racial blocks by prejudice and pressure, it will be necessary for them to band together for economic betterment." She goes on, "I leave you a thirst for education. Knowledge is the prime need of the hour. I leave you respect for the uses of power. We live in a world which respects power above all things. Power intelligently directed can lead to more freedom." You better say that, Dr. Bethune. "I leave you faith. Faith is the first factor in a life devoted to service. Without faith, nothing is possible." The next phase, "I leave you racial dignity. I want Negroes to maintain their human dignity at all costs. I leave you a desire to live harmoniously with your fellow men. The problem of color is worldwide. I leave you finally a responsibility to our young people. The world around us really belongs to youth, for youth will take over its future management. Our children must never lose their zeal for building a better world." Yasmin, I know that when we were in break, put Yasmin side by side with me. You were talking about how you really enjoyed reading about this, how you were gonna send this to your mom. I want the viewers to know, as you comment on this, that last will and testament is much younger. We just took some of the highlighted excerpts from it. But Dr. Bethune was an amazing woman, an amazing leader, an amazing trailblazer, and she was part of President FDR's little known Black cabinet.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I read the whole thing and I did send it to my mom since I said that I would. And what struck me about the whole piece was how universal and how timeless her words were, for better or for worse, right? Now, obviously, I am not a Black woman and I don't experience life the same way as Black people in this country do, but I also never want to appropriate anyone else's experiences as my own. But I will say that I think many people of color, not all, but I imagine many, feel a strong sense of solidarity with other people of color in the sense that our ancestors came from abroad and struggled in some form or another to find a home, to find acceptance and love. My ancestors were taken from India to Guyana by British colonizers in the 1800s, where they endured indentured servitude. My parents immigrated to Queens, and my brothers and I were born in Connecticut. Now, we're full American, but that history and that legacy that we now represent isn't lost on me, right? We all deserve the opportunity and the grace to honor our ancestors and to celebrate our histories. We all deserve dignity. And the thing that I love most about this country is the very thing that people are afraid of, our diversity. But imagine if we could all actually celebrate our diversity instead of running from it. There is strength and beauty and, yes, power in that diversity. And I want to see it. I want to see more of it.
Yeah, I do too. And I love your words, opportunity and grace to be able to do so. We have overcome some barriers, but my God, we still have a very, very long way to go.